This is Morning Juice. Sports, insight, and great storytelling. Starring Bobby Carpenter and Jeff Tito Thitoff. It's time to attack and dominate.
Attack and dominate. That's the game plan today and every Tuesday here. It is Tuesday, right, Bodie?
I believe so, yep.
Thank you. Every Tuesday right here on Morning Juice. I am Tito Jeff Thitoff. You just heard the dulcet tones of one Bodie Wells. It's not a Brody Thursday. It's a Bodie Tuesday. To my left, though, it is no Bobby Carpenter. It is a former Buckeye. It is Justin Zwick. Justin, good morning, my friend. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm doing great. Always nice to be up bright and early on a Tuesday morning in the city.
It's dark and early. It'll be dark and early for a lot of days now until
Yes,
we get to
a lot of gray.
Yes, it is not bright and early. Trust me on that one. We got 2-4 hours here on YouTube, the Fan app, HD3. You can download the show anytime and catch us from 10 a.m. to noon on 10 TV Plus. So if you want to see Justin, you see him now on YouTube. You can also see him at 10 a.m. to noon on 10 TV Plus. You can also see Justin, or hear a replay of him, I should say, on the Fan 2. Replay the show, 1460 a.m. from 1 to 3 p.m. Bodie, where else do we get us here live?
That'd be on Twitter and Facebook, Tito.
There you go. Check us out there
correct.
as well. And I have not figured out the chat function or how to use it yet.
So it's funny on that. I'll set up the stream at about 5:30 each morning, and I'll click through all the settings, and I kind of follow it exactly how Tyler from Digital sent me the instructions to do. Well, turns out there is a tab on there that says chat, and it's always selected on no one.
Did you check?
And I clicked it to everyone today.
So let's go. That could be bad.
I was going to say, maybe I should have done like followers only or something.
So now because I'm always live, like I'm always all over the chat, Justin, on YouTube. And now today I'm going to have the, because Bodie has moved over one of the slid over on the bar.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to have to be looking at that as well.
Got the radio dial correct now.
Here's the issue.
And now we have chat.
I see one problem here.
Okay.
In our YouTube chat, you can ban Steve Kerr anytime you want, right?
That's it. That is correct.
Okay. Or anytime it's warranted. Let's put it that way. It's not something you
don't
want
to do.
No,
anything.
you don't want to do any of that. But could he then jump over and be live in the Twitter chat?
I think hypothetically, yes, he could.
Not giving me any ideas. Let's not talk about it's on the air. Let's take this out for the broadcast. But yes, so we could do that. Okay, so interesting. We got a big show lineup for you today, folks. As I said, Jay-Z's over here. We have the Rooster stuff today. No Bobby, so I'm on the fly. I'm the one now doing the Roosters read today. I hope I don't botch it. Odds are, Bodie, will I botch it?
I don't think so.
No, you got
it's
it.
pretty straightforward.
I appreciate that, Justin.
Yeah, I got faith in you.
You haven't worked with me enough to not have to not really know what work goes on with me. We got a lot to talk about with the NFL, college football, as always. We will have question mark. We will have Anthony Schlaggel, maybe. And thankfully we found out because it used to be, Justin, when I used to fill in for Beamer, and the first few times I did it, he would always send me like an old show sheet to look at to kind of see how we do things. There's certain things that are on there that are just like always, that are always on the sheet that you could look at, see the segments and whatnot. And at the top of every show sheet, it said break glass number, and it gave a phone number. And I never asked, the first few months I was filling, I never asked what the hell a break glass number is. And then finally one day I asked, and I found out that was Schleggel's wife's number. And it said, in case you break glass, if you can't get hold of Schlegs, if he's not set his alarm, he has 18 alarms he sets, by the way. If you can't get hold of Schlegs, call his wife. And we had a moment here before the show, folks. Look, I'll peel back the curtain. I don't care. Where Bodie asks me if I have Schlegs' wife's number. And I say no. And Zwick immediately says, wait, I do. And it got awkward for a minute that he has.
I've known her since I was 21.
I understand. That's fine. No, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I'm just saying that it's one of those things when I knew if I was with like another group of guys at a bar or something. Hey, you got that guy? Oh, yeah, I got that guy's wife's number. And here's a photo as well. It could have gotten weird. But so we do have Steph's break glass number. If
we got the backup just in case.
If needed, yes. Thanks for checking on YouTube, everybody. By the way, we appreciate that. We'll stay live in that chat. We'll see if I figure out the Twitter thing today. Jackets in Buffalo tonight at 6:45. Last night, the Chiefs beat Washington 28-7 in a mostly boring game. Mm-hmm. I stayed up through the first half before I finally tapped out. Weird seeing Mahomes with 2 interceptions in that first half there. That doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, it doesn't happen. I feel like this year kind of has been ugly for them, but they just somehow, whether it's the refs, whether it's whatever, they find a way to win, and now they're got a couple of double-digit wins, and they're finding their way, and it's just like everybody's been waiting for them to kind of fall off and waiting for those 2-interception games out of Mahomes, and when he does it, they still win 28-7, so it's like, oh, man, how do you stop these guys?
I know Justin, Indy's got the best record and all this stuff, and they're a great story.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure.
I still feel like it's going to be Kansas City and Buffalo playing at the end of the season.
It always comes down to it, right?
For the Super Bowl berth. I think it's going to be those two teams playing somehow as being the two best, regardless what records are at this point.
Year in and year out, those quarterbacks get the job done. Danny Dimes has done a great job so far in Indy this year, but, Pat, Josh Allen, I mean, you can't go against them. We will see those guys battling at the end of the year, I'm sure.
So, Daniel Jones, what he's doing is amazing out there. It makes the Giants look even worse, the fact that they couldn't get the best out of Daniel Jones. Yeah. And I was thinking about Indy. Now, if I'm not mistaken, you went to training camp, or what'd you go?
I went to a rookie minicamp out in Indy because they drafted, 3 to 4 guys from my senior year. We had Gonzo, Roy Hall, Quinn Pitcock, Antonio Smith went out there. I went out there, and maybe one other, I think. But they sent a bus after they drafted all those guys. And like, hey, we're going to bring a couple more rookie minicamp. They sent a bus over, and we all just rode over together. It was really cool. Peyton was still there.
I'll say, did you have any interaction with Peyton out there?
Yeah, so he was still there, and they actually, I saw him for about 5 minutes because he was taking the offensive line to the Kentucky Derby that weekend. Okay, that was the weekend we were there.
Sure,
so they were like in the facility in the morning, maybe got their workout in, and then they were heading out.
So it was like, hey, we're all going to be at the facility. You go from there, carpool from there.
Yeah, exactly. So but then I got to do the Manning Passing Academy.
Oh, really?
Going into my senior year, so I went down and I was a coach counselor,
right?
And got to meet all the Mannings, which was really cool. They were all there, and I mean, they were there for the whole week.
Because you were a Peyton man growing, like you were a Peyton
I was a big
fan, right?
I was a big Peyton fan growing up. I was just loved his footwork and just everything that he did in the pocket and all that kind of thing. So I kind of always watched him. He was my guy growing up.
Yeah, that's cool. You got to do that then. Yeah. In baseball last night, I got to believe that the three of us, none of us watched the end of this game.
Well, you guys didn't stay up for that?
I did not stay up till 2 a.m. for the 18-inning. Dodgers went over Toronto 6-5. Dodgers now with a 2-1 World Series lead. Couple home runs for Ohtani. Amazing.
Yeah. The guy's out of control. I mean, it's every morning you wake up, it's like, hey, did something that nobody's done since 1912. It's like, okay.
I think every generation goes through and thinks that they've got like the best of all time in the four sports. Like, I'm sure people in the 50s thought, oh my God, we've got Willie Mays and Mickey Mantle, and we've got, whatever.
I think anything in life, really, right?
You're probably right, yes.
Anything pop culture.
You're right, yes.
Sports, music, TV, and movies. It's always like, oh, this is the best right now.
This is it.
Especially
this is the best
when you're
of all time.
kind of like teenage years.
Yeah.
I feel like that's where we look at it the most. But
can you make an argument?
might actually.
Okay, so can you make the argument though that yes, we do right now? We've got one of the more. Say what you want about LeBron, Michael, whatever. You can make case. LeBron's a top 3 basketball player of all time. Mm-hmm. We might have the best baseball player of all time. He's doing things no one's ever seen in Ohtani. We had Brady in this generation. Gretzky was a little before your time, Brody, but Ovechkin. It's pretty damn good. Connor McDavid. Yeah, but it's possible that I don't know. You're right. Maybe we're just because it's our generation.
I don't know. Ohtani's doing some stuff that you just don't see. I mean, you see football. You've seen, Deion did a little bit of both.
Right.
You've seen that happen, but not somebody who's started and done it the way. Yes. I mean, 10 Ks, 3 home runs in his first postseason game. That's insane.
He's pitching tonight against Shane Bieber, the former Cleveland Indian / Guardian. He's going for Toronto tonight. 8 o'clock in L.A. Cavs beat the Pistons last night, 116-95. All those things happened. My highlight was getting 2 texts from Your Highness about some bets he placed.
Wow. Speaking of,
yes,
we got a little Your Highness coming up in Today in History here.
We do.
Oh, yeah,
buddy.
We do. I wish it was a Thursday. When I saw that, you know what? We'll get to it when we get to it.
We'll do that. Yeah. Okay. You know what, then? I say we go ahead and start right now. It's not Bobby today. It is Bodie with Today in History, so I'll probably be talking over the intro a little bit.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
All right, guys. Tuesday, October 28th, 2025, the 301st day of the year, just 64 days left in this 2025. I will start here with some events. All the way back in 1636, Harvard University is founded by a vote of the Massachusetts General Court. 1726, Gulliver's Travels by Jonathan Swift. No relation to Taylor, I don't think. That is published in London. In 1790, New York gives up claims to Vermont for $30,000. That paves the way for Vermont to become a U.S. state there. If I was Bob, I probably would have wrote down which state Vermont was, but
you're not.
I did not, so
That's okay.
keep rolling.
And I don't care because we'd forget about it anyway.
That's true, yeah. In 1831, Michael Faraday demonstrates his dynamo invention, he called it. That would be an electric generator. That worked out pretty well for him.
Yep.
If he could still get the investment on that there. In 1858, R.H. Macy & Co., now known as just Macy's, opens its first store on 6th Avenue in New York City. Gross receipts for the day, $11.06. So
it's a big day.
But it's worked out pretty well since then for Macy's. In 1886, the Statue of Liberty is dedicated by President Grover Cleveland, and it is celebrated with the first confetti parade in New York City. 1919, the Volstead Act is passed by Congress, establishing a nationwide ban on alcohol. That, of course, would get overturned a little bit later on there. 1922, the first United States coast-to-coast radio broadcast of a football game is aired. That is between Princeton and Chicago. 1934 here. When I read this, I thought it might have been a typo or something because the teams sound like baseball teams, but they were NFL teams at the time. 1934, the Brooklyn Dodgers and Pittsburgh Pirates play the first of only 4 penalty-free NFL games in NFL history. The Dodgers win it 21-3 in Brooklyn. Like I said, NFL game there for the Brooklyn Dodgers and Pittsburgh Pirates. I had no clue that those two teams were.
No penalties?
No penalties. Only 1 of 4 games. That's still true to this day, too.
Shady. I'd like to look I want to see who made money on that one.
Yeah.
I'll take the under in total game time. Oh, yes.
1959, the American Football League awards the Buffalo Bills franchise to Ralph C. Wilson. Just a few years later, in 62, New York Giants quarterback Y.A. Tito passes for 7 touchdowns in a game against the Washington, at the time, Redskins, a 49-34 win there for the Giants. That is still tied for most passing touchdowns all time with 7 in a game. Got a handful of guys with it. Once again, probably could have wrote that down. I know Peyton Manning's one of them.
Yep.
I can't remember all the other names there, but I know Peyton did that probably 9-10 years ago, give or take now.
Did he did it with
Denver.
Broncos, yeah.
I think it was the season opener.
Yeah, I do believe you're right.
14-15 range there.
I think the Columbus Dispatch famously that next day had a headline that says something like Elway throws 7 TDs for Broncos, but it was actually Manning.
Close.
Yeah. And so the headline, though, I think like on the article for it, though, said Elway did it. I remember that. Yeah.
1965, the Gateway Arch is completed in St. Louis, Missouri. 5 years later, in 1970, the Cavaliers, they lost their first home game, but hey, at least they got a franchise there. They lost to San Diego. That'd be the now LA Clippers.
Yep.
Yeah. 110-99. A few years after
that, they were the Buffalo Braves.
Yes. Yep.
And they moved over to San Diego to become the Clippers, and then LA Clippers. Yep.
1973, Elmore Smith of the LA Lakers blocked 17 shots in a game. That is then and still an NBA record. 1994. It's almost probably, month and change away from the season here, unless you're one of those crazy people who plays Christmas music starting in November. But hey, if you do, God bless you. 1994, Columbia Records releases Merry Christmas, the 4th studio album by Mariah Carey, featuring this very famous song right here.
All I want for Christmas.
Mariah.
She on fire.
She was on fire.
You'll be hearing that song,
Oh,
like I
my
said,
gosh.
a whole lot before
It's
too long.
here, isn't it?
And then, speaking of Your Highness, I tell you, a year ago, if I was doing Today in History, filling in for Shark, I don't know that I would have put this on here, but when I saw this yesterday, I thought of our boy. In 2001, Joseph Foreman, also known professionally as Afro Man, started a 2-week run at #1 on the UK singles chart with this song right here.
I was gonna pay my child support, but then I got high. No, you wasn't. They took my whole paycheck, and I know why. Hey, 'cause I got high. Because I got high. because I got high. La da da da.
Never checked out our boy Your Highness's YouTube page.
Go check
He's a big
it.
fan of that
Yes,
song.
go check. It's his theme song. It's his
Yes. It's his intro.
It's what he does. Every
I was
intro.
going to put that bet in. And
Oh,
then
man, I'm telling you.
I got a few baseball World Series here in the last decade and change. In 2012, the Giants beat the Detroit Tigers 4-3 in 10 innings to win Game 4 and sweep the Tigers. That would be their second title in 3 years. Just a couple years later, they would win their third title in 5 years. There for the New York Giants, San
The
Francisco
former New York
Giants.
Giants.
Yes. 2015. And kind of ironic that it was on this day here. In the longest first game of the World Series, both by time and innings, 14 innings and a 5-hour, 9-minute game, the Royals beat the Mets 5-4. Kansas City would go on to win that World Series there against the New York Mets. In 2018, the Red Sox, they won their fourth champion after an 86-year drought. They won their fourth title in a 14-year span as they won Game 5 in L.A. against the Dodgers 5-1.
From the top on down, here comes a 1-2 pitch. Red Sox win the World Series. 5-1 the final tonight. And the best team in baseball wins it all in 2018.
And then last event here, 2021, just a few years ago or so, Mark Zuckerberg announces Facebook will change its corporate name to Meta. Some birthdays today, 1926. The former MLB commissioner for about 15 years and change, Bowie Kuhn, was born on this date. Bowie
Kuhn.
Okay, Bowie Kuhn. He passed in 2007.
He was famous for a couple of idiot things. The first one.
That sounds like most sports
Yes.
commissioners, I feel like.
There was a time in 1976, Charlie Finley owned the Oakland A's, and he was against free agency, against paying players a lot of money. And he had the A's had won 3 straight World Series from 72, 73, 74. They won 5 straight American League West Division crowns from 76 straight, 70 to 75. And then he decides these guys can be free agents. I'm not going to pay them. I don't want to lose them for nothing. He sold Joe Rudy and Raleigh Fingers to the Red Sox for, I think, $1 million each. And then he sold Vita Blue, at the time was one of the best pitchers of baseball, to the Reds for $1 million. The Reds would, in 77, the Reds would have had Vita Blue and Tom Seaver, a couple of Hall of Fame. Blue wasn't Hall of Fame. Blue was one of the best pitchers of his time, and Seaver on the same pitching staff. And Bowie Kuhn voided both sales and said, you can't sell players for money like that. You just can't do it.
Yeah.
And the Reds, and especially the A's and Finley, both fought him on that one. But yeah, Charlie Finley said, look, these are my players signed to contracts. If I want to sell them or trade them, I can do it.
You can do whatever.
And Bowie Kuhn said, no, you can't. It goes against the competitive balance and like the.
I was going to say, he was probably, that was probably a good thing, right? As I hear it.
Blue ended up going to getting traded to the San Francisco Giants, but I don't know. I
guess
think
teams trade players in salary dumps.
Right,
so
all the time. You'll
different
see
is
a trade
that?
for draft picks. I mean, if you're trading draft picks or selling for money, you're still
about to start happening in the NFL.
Yes,
We're
right.
starting to see guys get kicked out.
Yep. And then Bowie Kuhn was a commissioner during the 81 strike as well, the big long
Well, that's
strike.
always
some controversy
top
for
of
my
the-
boy Bluey.
Yeah.
It's always top of the resume there.
Yes, it
Anytime
is.
you can have that on your portfolio as a sports commissioner if your league went on strike. In 1930, turning 95 years old today, Bernie Ecclestone. He is the British business magnate, and he founded the Formula One group. That man is worth billions.
He's got a couple
With
bucks
B.
in the bank.
Yes.
Born on this date, passed away in 2020, but born on this date in 1936, Charlie Daniels, the American country / kind of rock
Yeah, I would say, yeah.
singer there.
Yep.
The devil bowed his head because he knew that he'd been beat. And he laid that golden fiddle on the ground at Johnny's feet. Johnny said, devil, just come on back if you ever want to try again. I done told you once, you son of a bitch, I'm the best there's ever been. He played Found a Mountain, Run, Boys, Run. Devil's in the house of the rising sun.
That's
What
banger.
a song. That is a banger. That gets me
That's
going a little bit.
And as a kid, when you could say the word bitch when you're singing the song, I mean, when you're like a young
You
kid.
felt big, yeah.
That right there is my equivalent as an
Son of a-
adolescent. That was my gangster rap moment right there.
Born on this date, just 1 year later, in 1937, turning 88 years old today, Lenny Wilkins, the longtime NBA guard. head coach of the Supersonics, led them to the title in 1979. He's been inducted into the Hall of Fame 3 different times. First in 1989 as a player, then as a coach in 1998, and in 2010 as a part of the 1990 United States Olympic Dream Team. He was an assistant coach for that team there. And he's third place all-time in wins behind just Don Nelson and Greg Popovich.
12 seconds. Here we go. Unseld inbound. Start the countdown. Ballard off with the shot. Sonics control from the corner. I don't even have to come in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let the celebration begin in Seattle. It is over. The Seattle Supersonics have won the NBA World Championship Series in 5 games, beating the Washington Bullets 97-93. But listen to the crowd in Landover. Listen to this display of sportsmanship. They're actually applauding everyone. Not a boo in this. Really applauding the play of both Seattle and the Bullets.
I think they played back-to-back years in the finals. I think the Bullets won the first one.
Okay.
And the Sonics won the second one, if I'm not mistaken.
Who's closer to their next NBA championship, the Sonics or the now Wizards? I think it might be Seattle.
I think it might be Seattle as well. I think I would take Seattle. I would take a franchise in Seattle to win a championship
before
assuming it'll be called
Washington,
the Sonics.
whatever it'll be called. The Seattle NBA franchise will win one, yes.
Born on this date in 1949, turning 76 years old today, Caitlyn Jenner. Former male athlete, now female. Moving on, 1955. Bill Gates turning 70 years old today, the American businessman and billionaire for founding and still the CEO there of Microsoft. I don't know if he's the richest person in the world, but he is very, very close to number one if he is not number one. Born on this date, 1967, turning 57 years old today, the actress Julia Roberts.
What are you doing here?
I'm out.
You're out.
Of prison. You remember the day that I went for cigarettes and didn't come back? You must have noticed.
I don't smoke, don't sit.
Now, they tell me that I paid my debt to society.
Funny, I never got a check.
You're not wearing your ring.
I sold it. I don't have a husband, or didn't you get the papers?
My last day inside.
I told you I'd write. Danny, go now before...
What? Benedict? All right, I'll make this quick. I came here for you. When I get a hold of my life, I want you with me.
You're a thief and a liar.
I only lied about being a thief. I don't do that anymore.
Steal. I'm with someone who doesn't have to make that kind of distinction.
It's very clear.
You know what your problem is? You've met too many people like you. I'm with...
Does he make you laugh?
He did.
She's probably most famous for Pretty Woman, I think, but Ocean's 11 is one of my favorites there.
It's a good one.
I got to check it out.
You've never
seen Ocean's 11?
No.
Any of them? Any of the three? There's even a fourth one that...
Just stick with the first one.
Yeah, first one's definitely the best
It'll
one.
get you. It'll get
Coming
you
out with
need.
another one, I think like next year or something like that. Next couple years here, bringing back most of the cast too.
You know, I see
most of the ones who are
I
still
see-
with us.
I see clips from time to time. Right.
Have you seen that clip?
No, I haven't seen that. But is that the one where Clooney goes into the bank and robs and says, "Just keep smiling, your bank guy back there"?
Nah, I think
that
that's
a
a different
different
movie.
one?
Yeah.
Okay.
They rob a
That's-
casino.
He
not
likes
a
to rob
bank.
banks.
Yeah, those goes in there. He goes to the bank and he tells the teller like, "Hey, just keep smiling," you know, or you see,
Yeah, my friend
your
over
boss
there.
back
I know what you're talking about.
That
Yeah,
one
that's
there.
not
that. Okay,
Ocean's
no, Ocean's
11,
11. Okay, all right.
Nope.
Born on this date in 1972, turning 53 years old today, the country music singer Brad Paisley.
But I don't highlight my hair. I've still got a pair. Yeah, honey, I'm still a guy. All my eyebrows ain't plucked. There's a gun in my truck. Oh, thank God.
What do you think? I'm still a guy. All right, it's still a guy, right?
Yeah.
And we're doing this on the same day we had the Bruce Jenner thing too. I just want to make sure I got this right.
That's a coincidence.
That's all the same
That's
thing,
why I
right?
dialed it up that way.
Right. Yeah, well done by you, Bodie.
Also turning 53 years old today, Terrell Davis, the Pro Football Hall of Fame running back, Super Bowl MVP there for the Broncos. in the late 90s. And then last birthday born on this date, 1974, turning 51 years old today, one of Bobby's favorite movie villains. Excuse me, the man who also walked the line as Johnny Cash there, but we're going to play a little Gladiator, Joaquin Phoenix.
Tomorrow night I'll tell you the story of Emperor Claudius. He was betrayed by those closest to him, by his own blood. They whispered in dark corners and went out late at night and conspired and conspired. But the Emperor Claudius knew that they were up to something. He knew they were busy little bees. And one night he sat down with one of them, and he looked at her, and he said, "Tell me what you've been doing, busy little bee, or I shall strike down those dearest to you. You shall watch as I bathe in their blood." And the Emperor was heartbroken. The little bee had wounded him more deeply than anyone else could ever have done. And what do you think happened then, Lucius?
I don't know, Uncle.
The little bee told him everything.
You ever seen that one, Tito?
Gladiator?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched part. No, we talked. I
thought I've not seen some movies, but come on.
Gladiator the first, I don't know, it just wasn't, it seemed kind of, it got boring for me. I'm just saying, I know, Bobby always gets.
Are you not entertained? You were not entertained.
I may have also been drinking, but go ahead.
And then on to some deaths here. In 1704, John Locke, the English philosopher, he passed away at the age of 72. 1818, Abigail Adams, the second United States First Lady, she passed away at the age of 73.
Okay, second First Lady. You got me there. I had to think about it for a second. Second First Lady.
73 is a good number for that.
Yes,
it was back then.
In the
Yeah,
day.
That's a good number. Sister Jean.
She smoked them. She had another quarter century on him. A couple deaths here. In 2006, Trevor Berbick, the Jamaican boxer, world heavyweight champion in 1986. He passed away, according to the Today in History website at least, at the age of 52 due to blows to the head by his nephew. I don't know if that is like a boxing or a murder.
I'm going to tell you right now, by the way.
I don't know if he was in the ring or if he was murdered.
If you're a former boxing world champion and get beat by blows to the head, I mean,
at age 52, too, like if he was 72.
Feels like he was a paper champion.
And then also passing away on this date, sadly of a heart attack, but age of 89, lived a pretty good long life there. In 2006, the 16-time NBA champion, both as a coach and president of the Boston Celtics, Red Auerbach.
See, you're coached through humor, sarcasm, just plain force. You got to change your pace all the time just to get the most out of a guy. Some players, you never ball out because it's against their personality to take it. See, everybody is a different person. And when you realize that fact, you become a better coach. There are a lot of athletes, when it comes to taking that last shot where you win or lose, they shy away from it. They don't want that be the GOAT or the hero. They're very nervous about it. I like the guy who's going to say, "Give it to me. I'll take that shot."
I want that kid in the net who wouldn't take the test, Tito.
Okay, so Berbick was the last guy to fight Muhammad Ali and ended up later on, he was, if you ever want to go back and watch, Mike Tyson completely dismantled him.
No.
I know, hard to believe, right? It was a bad thing where Berbick's stumbling around the ring and like, it's one of those things where he gets knocked down a couple of times, and then the third time you see him trying to get up, and he keeps falling back down. That's that one. He also had a feud with Larry Holmes, and I remember seeing this footage of this where he and Holmes are yelling at each other, and they're out in public somewhere, and Holmes jumps up on a parked car and, like, launches himself, kind of jumps at Berbick. They had a fight there. Berbick, by the way, I feel bad now for saying this. Blows to the head. Yes, that's how he died. At the hands of his nephew. It was at a church in Jamaica, and somebody had a 2-inch diameter steel pipe hitting him in the head, numerous times, and that's what killed him. It was his nephew. His
That'll
nephew
do it. Yeah.
So it wasn't just punches. It was a 2-inch diameter steel pipe, and his nephew. I think was sentenced to life in prison.
I mean, that's. I feel like blows to the head. You need to throw the pipe in there. Just like give us a little
right.
Was he sparring with somebody? And
Right.
then he
Look, I'm telling you now.
that's a metal wrench was hitting him over the head.
If my wife puts it to the ground and say, "Oh yeah, she hit him in the head a few times and he went down," tell the whole story. She hit me with a 2-inch diameter pipe numerous times in a church where I don't expect to get hit by a pipe.
I mean,
you don't expect it anywhere.
No,
I would think in a church though, it's really especially
I'm
surprising.
Safe here,
Right. I'm in the house of the Lord here.
I don't have to worry about getting hit over the head with a pipe.
Yes.
And then a couple more passings here in 2022. Jerry Lee Lewis, the American music singer and songwriter, pianist, probably he passed away at the age of 87.
Married his 14-year-old cousin.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Nice. Okay.
He lost a great deal of popularity at the time. He was very popular.
As he should have. I hope he did.
Married a 14-year-old. I think he might have been a first cousin even. 14 years old.
That's fine.
What are we doing?
Hey, this song's still good, isn't it?
You shake my nerves and you rattle my brain. Too much of love drives a man insane. You broke my will, but what a thrill. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. I let you love what I thought it was funny.
14.
I think
Great balls
I
of
want
fire.
I want to double check and make sure. I think it was a first cousin. Let's see here. Third wife, Lewis's cousin, 13. I apologize.
Yeah,
he was 22. She was 13. Claims she was 15. Like that's going to make it right.
Oh man.
I don't know how much of a believer in karma I am, but that guy making it to 87 feels. I don't know. I think karma
something wrong with that.
Whiffed on that one. And then last passing here, just a couple years ago, sadly passing away at the age of 54. Matthew Perry, most famous, of course, for Chandler in the sitcom Friends.
Hey! Hi, Bubbles. Manly. Well, I just thought I would drop by and let you know how it went with Joey.
You told her?
She pulled it out of me. She's like a conversational wizard.
Hello?
We're in the bathroom.
Why? Because it's a relaxing and enjoyable time.
What are you guys doing in here?
Oh, my God.
Dude, you got to rearrange your bubbles. Whoa.
Not so tough.
Hey! Oh, hi! Hey! Ross and I were looking for you. What are we all doing in here? Oh, my. Honey, cover it up with the vote.
Hello? Yes, we're all in here, and we'd love for you to join us.
Well, hey, what's going on? Ooh, cool boat. Oh, no.
Never seen an episode of that start to finish.
I haven't ever seen it start to finish either, but I feel like
Friends?
Yeah.
Wow.
I just
used to be the show back in my day.
Oh, when I was when it was popular, I was around the ages of those characters, and so like people I worked with always talked about it, and a bunch of the people my age would get together and watch it. It was like a big deal to get together and watch it on Thursday night, I think it was, or whatever it was, but I never got into it.
Every time I see the clips, I laugh. Yeah, like I watched that yesterday, cutting it up, and the clips, yes. And I was laughing. I thought it was pretty funny. I know probably the not seeing it doesn't maybe always do it justice here in Today in History, but nevertheless. Holidays and observances here on this October 28th. It's Wild Foods Day. It's National First Responders Day, National Internal Medicine Day, and National Chocolate Day. And that's what I got for you guys. October 28th, 2025, 301st day of the year, just 64 days left. Aaron Banks, I think, Tito, on that one. Don't quote me on that one. Just 64 days left in this 2025.
All right. Well done, as always, Lieutenant. Coming up next, more details emerge on the Brian Kelly firing. We'll do that. And also, we're going to tell you about the $3 appetizers at Roosters. We'll do all that next. That's a hell of a tease right there, Morning Juice.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. If you've hit your medical deductible, now's the time to see Dr. Mark Levy. Get a custom oral appliance that stops snoring and helps you ditch that CPAP and pay less out of pocket. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com before the year ends.
Once there was a man who couldn't stand. A mom who couldn't wait.
A scientific community that said it couldn't be done.
And then you.
And then I.
And then we.
Brought neuromuscular disease into screaming color.
with the Muscular Dystrophy Association.
For 75 years, our voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
We've willed the impossible into existence.
We've pushed the science,
raised the funds,
shifted the narrative,
and transformed the reality of life with neuromuscular diseases.
For 75 years, we've built communities together.
established the field of neuromuscular medicine,
and made it thrive.
Call that a legacy.
Call it impact.
Call it momentum.
Just call it ours.
Because it's the generations of community heroes that give MDA the strength we have today.
And until neuromuscular disease is a thing of the past, you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
Your child's oral health milestones matter. By age 1, see a pediatric dentist to establish good oral health habits. At 7, see an orthodontist to check your child's bite, teeth, and jaws. Around 15, visit an oral and maxillofacial surgeon to have your child's wisdom teeth examined. Remember, milestones met, healthy teeth set. Visit milestonesmet.org.
Hi, I'm Kim Holderness.
And I'm Penn Holderness. You don't have to have an amazing race to the doctor, but you should make time for routine cancer screenings.
I schedule my mammogram and other cancer screenings around my birthday and then treat myself to lunch.
I do too, because, of course, everyone likes lunch.
The C word can be scary, but routine screenings can detect cancer before symptoms appear.
And early detection equals better outcomes.
Go to preventcancer.org to find out which cancer screenings you need.
What would it take for my child to only miss half a day of school for treatment?
What would it take to fund a cure for childhood cancer?
It would take all of us to come together to support the research. Join us. Go to childrenscancer.org today.
Cancer screening can save your life. Begin cervical screening at age 25. At 45, colorectal and breast screening. At 50, discuss lung screening with a doctor. Find resources for free and low-cost screening at cancer.org/getscreened. This is a public service message from the American Cancer Society.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Don't let your insurance benefits go to waste. End the year sleeping better with Dr. Mark Levy's oral appliance. No mask, no noise, just results. Hurry, deductibles reset soon. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or go to sleepbettercolumbus.com today.
One man is a national champion, NFL veteran, and local business leader. The other man is Tito. This is Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
Yes, we are. As stated there, sponsored by Riverside Bank in Dublin and Event Risk Elite Protection. And now this is normally Bobby's time to shine, but we're going to do this. Oh, you hear the sound. It's time to reveal the Roosters $3 appetizer. Usually Bobby's got some really creative things to say here, Bodie.
Threes Day.
It's a Threes Day.
Appetizer Threes Day.
I will tell you this. All I can tell you, I'm not going to go through Bobby. I know it's like catchphrase things. I'm going to tell you this. These things are damn good. I will be honest with you. My wife doesn't want me eating them all the time. Have I ever eaten them without her knowing? Yes. Don't at her. Don't tell her. It's the cheesy bacon fries. Curly fries smothered in spicy cheese and real bacon bits. And all day long today, you get those for $3. Every Tuesday, Appetizer Tuesday at Roosters. Roosters features a different appetizer. Each Tuesday, only $3. You can always go to roosterswings.com, see which one of the delicious appetizers is only $3. Monthly lineup series at Rooster Wings. If it's Tuesday, it's an appetizer Tuesday. Later on, we will give away a $50 gift card to Roosters. That's what he said. It's about an hour from now, Justin. So it's a big deal.
Well, I got two servings of that in my fridge for tonight.
Do you really? That's right. You do.
We do the podcast on Monday, so they always bring
out
out the appetizer Tuesday, and I always take them home.
Not gonna lie,
I'm pretty excited about it. I'm not gonna lie.
I feel like that humble brag and a bit disrespectful say to a guy who's had breakfast yet today. He's told you he loves these things, and you say, "I've got a bunch at my house. I've got so many."
If I'd have known, I'd have brought you. I have extra because I'm probably might not eat them all, so I would have brought you some.
That is even more disrespectful. I've got some I'm going to throw away. Like, you're not going to have any, Tito. I've got so much. I'm the king of the Roosters on Tuesday. You, my peasant, will not be touching them. The ones I was going to give you will end up being trash.
I'll save them for next week when I come in. They'll still be good.
Brian Kelly got fired. Breaking news on that one, right?
About time.
Now, this part always makes me wonder. So one of the big things with Kelly and why he was fired, according to the story on The Athletic, was the AD for LSU, Scott Woodward, and Scott Woodward wanted the offensive coordinator, Joe Sloan, to be fired by Brian Kelly. He said, I want Sloan gone. The offense isn't doing what it's supposed to do. We're supposed to have this great offense. It didn't work out. I want you to fire Joe Sloan. And Brian Kelly said, I am not firing Joe Sloan. I'm not doing it. And he died on that hill and ended up that was one of the reasons he was fired, because he refused. What do you got there, Bodie? What are you laughing about?
Can I go ahead with this?
Please, yeah.
I was going to save it
this,
until What's
isn't
Got
he?
You Juiced, but I saw this yesterday.
Okay.
And you know what? I may even repeat it during What's Got You Juiced.
You may as well.
This was from Josh Pate, college football, YouTuber, whatever you want to call him. And I don't have anything against this guy. I've actually heard some of his stuff, and
I think he's
he can
decent.
be a little hot takey, but I think he seems like a good dude and likes the sport. And hey, we all have misses. It happens. But with that being said, this was on the LSU 24/7 Sports message board on November 29th, 2021 at 8:04 p.m. We discussed this name, that'd be Brian Kelly, on this very board several weeks back, and I told you he'd be my ideal candidate. But I never believed it was possible. Apparently, it was possible. If Woodward, the LSU AD, Scott Woodward, closes this, it's beyond a grand slam. I haven't listened to the doubters, and I have listened to the doubters, and have yet to hear a logical reason why LSU folks shouldn't be over the moon excited about this. Brian Kelly has essentially been trying to compete in the Daytona 500 with a Prius, given the limitations at Notre Dame relative to college football's Tier 1. Now for my favorite part. To even have them consistently in the college football playoff conversation has been incredible. If you want to know how incredible it was, keep an eye on the program Notre Dame once he leaves. I have been keeping an eye on that program, Tito. I last I checked, they were in the national championship game 10 months ago. But
They've had better years than LSU has.
Yes, they have, Justin. Yes, they have.
That has me juiced, Tito.
So he will fire.
You are juiced. I love it. Yes. He was holding that back like, let me at him. Let me at him.
A Prius in the Daytona 500.
That's outstanding.
I thought Kelly was going to do pretty well at LSU. Not national championship level, but I thought he would kind of keep doing what he had done at Notre Dame. 10-win seasons, make the CFP, especially the 12 team, on a regular basis.
Right.
But the cherry on top is the keep an eye on Notre Dame once he leaves.
So Joe Sloan, who he refused to fire, got fired. LSU on yesterday morning said, the hell with it, we're firing you anyway. This guy's gone. So Kelly gone, Sloan going. And I wonder if Kelly agreed on Sunday, okay, Joe Sloan, I'll let him go. Would he still be the head coach today?
I bet he would be.
You think he would be?
Well, all these coaching firings, just you come back to what's the number to get rid of them. So it's like, what is his? Like $54 million, I think.
Yeah, it doesn't be close.
Now they're negotiating it, but what do you negotiate when you fire the guy without cause, basically, and he has all this money on his contract?
I've heard there's a morals clause in there
of being
because I hate you.
Just being a bad person.
There's some things
or seemingly a bad person.
There are some things that I think have gone on that did not get over-reported or reported at all.
Little Bobby Petrino action?
I think
back of the
motorcycle. Let's go.
I think it involved a second person, but not a motorcycle. And of course, as we know, Brian Kelly is married. And so the second person allegedly might not be Mrs. Kelly. But anyway, that might kick in a morals clause where they may negotiate the number and negotiate a different number that's lower than the $54 million, but also takes off the offset language, where it's like a one-time payout. Kelly, here's your whatever. But then if you get another job, don't worry. You're off the hook as far as what we're gonna give you that.
I think he'd still be the coach today.
Right.
5 weeks from now, I'm not sure.
That's all I'm wondering. Okay, but that's all I'm wondering.
Because at that point, I think you're just rearranging chairs on the Titanic.
Okay,
like
if you're
he
LSU,
probably finishes the year, but they still got.
Well, yeah, but if you put an offense coordinator in there that all of a sudden it lights up,
and
you win the last 5 games, then that's probably what they didn't want to get into in a way. Like, things aren't really good right now.
Right.
We want you to fire this guy. You're not going to do it. All right, we'll get rid of you. But they're probably good because if we brought somebody in and we went crazy at the end of the year, then the the fans are going to want him to come back for another year.
True,
right?
yeah.
I mean, that's kind of how that works.
Isn't that like with Florida last year? I think Florida wanted to go into Billy Napier until he won a couple of games at the end.
Yeah,
and it's like
he beat.
And then this year he wins the game and they still fire.
Right,
yeah. Like they upset Ole Miss last year, and it's like LSU still has to play Bama and A&M.
Right, they're going to lose. Yeah,
like that's 2 more losses, and that's 7-5 at that point.
But it's like
best case
if
scenario.
Yeah.
If you're going to fire him because he won't fire the OC, then I've got to believe you want to fire him anyway.
Yeah.
And you got to, because you're right. The worst thing could happen with like you mentioned there, Jay-Z, if let's say he says, okay, I'll fire Joe Sloan, and they bring in an OC and they win a couple of games. They beat A&M or they beat Alabama. And all of a sudden it's like, look, man, we've righted the ship. Now you've got another year of LSU.
Next year we're going to be really good. And
right.
They got to bring him back
again.
Then,
and if they disappoint again, then it's like we've now wasted a year.
Yeah.
And wasted it, so I find it interesting when coaches take that stand. And I admire it, the fact that, look, you're loyal to your guys. You don't want to lose. You're saying, you're going to lose that battle every time, though. If they say, you've got to fire this guy, and you say no, guess what? You're both getting fired. It's going to happen to both of you. And I don't know. It's an interesting twist there on that. And I can't wait to see if the buyout ends up being the whole number. Or if there's
that's interesting. Yeah, I didn't know there might be some things in the background. But it's just watching that guy, I just can't fathom a high school kid watching him on a Saturday and be like, I want to go play for that guy. Like his sideline, just the way he looks and talks to, seeing when he talks to these guys. Like, it's just like, how would you go sign up to go play for this guy?
Right. He's always been that way, too. I think that's the thing is like.
Oh, and he was at Notre Dame. He was probably even worse, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he wasn't doing those picture things up in Notre Dame.
Yeah, he wasn't dancing around recruits and whatnot. Speaking of Jerry Lee Lewis.
Right, exactly.
But so what do you think out of 54? Is it? What are you thinking? Like 50%, 60%? It's still going to be a majority, right?
I think it'll be about half of it. I bet it'll end up being
somewhere in,
because, and then it also allow he can go and negotiate if he wants to with somebody and not to worry about.
Do you think he'll ever coach again? I don't personally. I agree with what
I don't
Bobby's,
see him going and being a coordinator anywhere. Okay. I don't think he's that type
he's
of.
He's 64, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so. I don't think his ego will let him take a job like at a Cincinnati again. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't even think it'd be like Michigan State.
No, I agree.
I think if Penn State gave him a call, he'd answer.
Yeah, I think he would.
But I don't think Penn State's going to. I think Kelly went to LSU, and Bobby said this yesterday a little bit too, and I'm going to piggyback off of what he said here.
He's not listening. Yeah,
I think I'll just
make
take
it your own.
I think he went to LSU for 2 reasons. 1, to try to win a national championship, and he thought it'd be easier down there. And 2, because they were willing to give him $100 million.
Yeah. At
a time where Notre Dame, I don't think they were pushing him out the door by any stretch, but I think Notre Dame, if he went back to like Swarbrick and company and said like, hey, I have this offer on the table from LSU, would you guys match it or 85% of it? I don't think they were ever going to.
Yeah.
No.
They probably said, good luck.
Yeah, and that was his last chance at a huge payday, and hey, man, it worked out from that standpoint, I guess.
Yeah,
but I don't think he's going to coach again because I don't think he'd go anywhere outside of a like blue blood national championship caliber program. And I don't think any of those, Florida.
I don't think those
Penn
programs
State,
want him.
If Lane Kiffin left, like Ole Miss, like those programs don't want him. And
now you might just fall into a situation where it's like we need somebody because there's a lot of firings out there. And I don't know that college football is one of those. It's not like let's bring Jim Tressel in nowadays. It's more like we need a big name. We need somebody that's done it before. You don't have that leeway anymore. I don't think with the way
Arkansas.
It's changed.
If Arkansas went after him,
that fan base might riot in the streets if that. I don't know how an SEC program could go after him.
I don't know if you'd want to go to.
It was such a bad fit in the first place, and it obviously did not go. It didn't go terribly wrong at LSU, but it didn't go well enough.
Right.
But that's the thing is like I think the only programs that would be like a UCLA type.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, this guy's just going to come in. We're not going to go 11-1, but he'll stabilize things. They haven't been a mess the last month since they fired their head coach, but previously that was a disaster with Deshaun Foster. But I don't think Kelly's going to take that job.
After this season, if a certain school moves on from a legendary coach, would North Carolina make the call to Brian Kelly? And would Brian Kelly take that call?
I think
like going from one guy to the same guy to the same.
But at least Kelly's had success.
Yeah, he's done in college.
At college, he's got.
You're right.
Not national
he won
championship.
70% of his games at LSU.
Sure,
it wasn't good enough for their standards. I respect that, but it wasn't like a full-fledged disaster.
Well, especially because he's just talking when he went there, like, I had to go to LSU to win a national championship.
Right, exactly.
That sort of talk just made it seem like, all right, we're gonna
North
see you
Carolina
in the top 4.
is let's go 8-4 and kill some time until basketball
and I think
season
Kelly
starts.
could go 8-4.
I mean, I think that'd be a good hire. I just don't think, and I think that would be a good decision from Carolina, at least to pursue it. Just be a candidate. I don't think Kelly would take it though.
The reason I think Kelly would take it is because, if he could go in and do what Belichick didn't, that would stroke his ego.
Yeah.
If he can go in there and say, you know what? Yeah. If he goes in there and say Belichick flames out this year, goes 4-8, and Kelly comes in there and goes 8-4, all of a sudden it's like, you can say I did something better than the greatest coach in NFL history.
And all the national championship talk is off the plate, right?
Right, yeah.
He's just going in there to have an 8-4 season.
Go in there and win 8
less
games.
pressure.
Yes.
Flip this program around a little bit. Come in, be that guy for a few years, and then maybe you feel good because, hey, I went and turned that program around.
Exactly.
And your career, what has been a very successful career, on at least like a good note. Maybe not a high note per se, but like a good
Mac
note.
Brown went back to North Carolina. Mac Brown leaves North Carolina, and they were in better shape
there.
Better shape than when he got there. And that's all that I think that's where I can see Brian Kelly doing that.
Also, money talks.
Yes, it does.
I mean, if they came to him and said, like, hey, we'll give you $9 million a year, I don't know if that would be the smartest financial decision, although nowadays.
Yeah, money seems to just grow on trees now.
Like, even the most mediocre. I mean, oh, shoot. Who was that Michigan State? Mel Tucker got like $100 million after
he signed that contract at halftime of the Ohio State game when we were blowing them out. Make sure
but it's
they
like
get
if
that.
Carolina went to him and was willing to pay him, I don't know what the number is, but everybody's got a number.
Because I like to tie everything back to me. If Fish goes to Bobby and says, Bobby, we're going to fire you unless you get rid of Tito. What does Bobby do? Does Bobby say, you know what, I'm not getting rid of Tito, and they fire Bobby and fire me? Or does Bobby say, okay, let's do it?
Bobby, in my opinion, at least, was a pretty loyal guy, so I think he'd be safe, Tito.
Thank you. That's what I needed to hear. Now I feel like I have job security.
Now, sometimes when you cut him off,
oh, no, there's no doubt.
That might be
I'm sure there's mornings where it might not get.
Listen, JC, I have asked for, Bobby doesn't know this, I'll say this publicly now. I have asked for metal detectors when you come into the building because I always fear that the one time I piss Bobby off be the day he brings a knife in, and then it'd be great content.
Hey, listen, brother, I don't think he needs a knife.
No, you're fair. Thank you for that, Justin. That's probably fair. Yeah, he's got the left and right. Yes, he's good to go. Coming up next, because I am so long-winded, we'll do one quick hitter, Morning Juice.
Hey, does this sound like you where every step or reach is a reminder that it hurts? The pain is there, a reminder of what you're not able to do, how far you've drifted from that life you used to have and love where you didn't have the pain. Listen, if this is you, if this is a family member, you need to talk to them about it. You need to do what I did and go to QC Kinetics. They've got the answers for you, the relief without the scalpel, without the surgery. At QC Kinetics, they tap into your body's own regenerative power. The damaged tissue, it can be healed by itself. It's not science fiction. It's your body's comeback story. The very cells in your body can help you get healed with no surgery, no pills, no long recovery, just remembering how to move and feel alive again so you can golf, hike, do all the stuff you love to do. So go check them out at qckinetics.com/Columbus or 380-208-4544. They have offices all over Columbus, so be sure to check them out at 380-208-4544. Bobby Carpenter here with the Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. NFL revenues were at an all-time high in the latest fiscal year, with the league racking up a staggering $23 billion in total revenue. They sent around $416 million to each of the 32 franchises. That's up nearly 9% year over year. Chuck Moore, CEO, and Travis Sanders, president of Riverside Bank of Dublin, talk about how the NFL model correlates to local banking.
It's kind of weird to say, but the NFL model is similar to working with your local bank. Just like the NFL returns profits to its teams, by working with a locally owned bank, deposits are returned to that community in the form of business and consumer loans. It's a reinvestment that benefits the area in which we all live.
It is a total win-win for the community, the depositor, and the bank. Stop into our branch and see what a difference we can make together.
Tune in every day for the Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. Visit their office at 6300 France Road in Dublin or online at riverside.bank.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
James Laurinaitis here for my guys at Green & Sons, the premier Kubota dealership in Central Ohio. Green & Sons has all the Kubotas you need to tackle your land and come out a winner. They have zero-turn, skid steers, tractors from 18 to 171 horsepower, and also utility vehicles. My favorite is my RTV Sidekick. The best thing about Green & Sons is they've been family-owned and operated since 1970, and you will love dealing with the Green family and their winning team. Do what I did and check out Green & Sons located in Mount Sterling and Marysville or online at greenandsons.com for all your Kubota needs.
At National Geographic Society, we believe in the power of wonder. It drives us to explore, pushes us to see the world differently, moves us to action. And we believe that today, wonder is more essential than ever. Wow. That's why we're supporting a new generation of explorers to ask big questions, make breakthroughs, and bring the future closer. Wonder awaits. Will you join us? Visit natgeo.org/wonder.
We built a brand new studio just for Bobby, and Tito has already ruined it just by being here. I'm pregnant. This is Morning Juice.
Morning Juice. Tito, Jay-Z in today for Bobby and Bodie. Bodie in the chat, someone wants to know, would you keep the camera running if Bobby did attack me? If we had
probably would,
yeah. I think
Tyler would want me to.
Content.
I think a lot of people would want to see that.
Content.
I mean,
I'm fine with that.
It's all about clicks nowadays.
Hey, look, I'm telling you, it's the whole thing. Fallout Boy. I don't care what you say about me, as long as it's about me. Okay, I really don't. That's how I live my life. Someone else in the chat. Well, let's do this first. Let's just get the quick hitters before we run out of time, and then we'll talk about this other thing at 7:00.
Morning Juice presents
Quick Hitters.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy.
Okay.
If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
All right, what do you got, Bodie?
All right, guys, the quickest of quick hitters. Who are going to be the best players in college basketball this season? ESPN took a stab at ranking the top 100 guys, and if they're correct, Ohio State should be pretty strong here in year 2 of the Jake Diebler era. They had Devin Royal Jr. at number 100, John Mobley Jr. at number 82, and Bruce Thornton at number 25. Tito, 3 guys in the top 100. Some of the reinforcements there in the transfer portal. Mm-hmm. You ready for next Monday evening?
Yeah,
I said Monday night, but I think it's a 6:30, so Monday evening against IU Indianapolis.
Not ooey pooey.
Yes, just
IU.
Yes.
Okay, or ooey.
Big win on Sunday, though, right?
Yeah, and Tilly looked great in that game. The transfers looked really good. I'm excited about this team. Justin, because they've got Bruce Thornton. If he has and I think I talked to Jardy about this, Adam Jardy from the Dispatch, but if he has the same kind of year he had last year, he is going to be so far up in the record books for Ohio State. He might be all-time leading scorer for Ohio State. Maybe he'll pass Dennis Hobson. But I can't wait to watch this team this year.
No, I'm excited. Anytime you're bringing new guys in, you never know what exactly to expect, but having a core group, having him back, it's exciting. You hope they get it going because we just want something in the wintertime to look forward to.
You mentioned new guys, and I love asking former Buckeyes this. Do you think that with the transfer portal rules being what they are now, you can transfer, not sit out, do you think you would have entertained transferring?
Oh, I probably would have.
Yeah, after
going into my senior year, I probably would have stuck out my junior year because I was going to be able to start the first game.
Sure.
I knew I had that at least.
Yeah, the Troy was suspended still.
Yeah, Troy was suspended for the first
right?
game, and then I played a little bit in the Texas game, and then that was it.
Yeah.
I would think,
and I would have blamed you one bit.
I would have probably tried, in today's world, I would have went to Texas, and I'd have played Ohio State the next, because they had a senior leaving.
Yes.
Colt McCoy was a freshman. They'd have been looking for somebody, a veteran to come in. Yeah. That'd have been wild, but I probably would have, just because you want to play football, but, it was.
Hey, there's worse things to be than be a former Buckeye quarterback. By the way,
1,000%.
You know what I mean?
It's worked out fine.
Yes,
no doubt about it.
Yes, no doubt about it. Yes. All right, that was a great quick hitter there, Bodie. Well done as always. You spent more time on doing that thing, putting it together, than we actually spent talking about it. We got a Schlegs Day coming up. We'll do that next. Morning Juice.
You know what hope is? Hope is action. Carving a path forward, even when it's hard.
And kids who still know how to dream. They're the best pathfinders of all.
So at Child Fund, hope means helping millions of children living in poverty worldwide to grow up healthy, educated, skilled, and so all those good things can come true for them, safe.
And that means safe at home, safe at school, and safe online.
Hope means walking this path together, all of us. Because when we work together, we can do so much more.
That's right. Hope includes you.
Child Fund, because we need each other.
To learn how Child Fund works with children in 23 countries to help them achieve their full potential, visit childfund.org. That's childfund.org.
Hey guys, 13-year NFL veteran and Super Bowl champion Jason McCourty here, and I'm an innovation ambassador at FAIR, Food Allergy and Research Education. I would say the most challenging thing as a parent of a kid who has a food allergy is probably the ignorance that I myself had in the beginning. I didn't know what anaphylactic shock was. I didn't know the dangers, let alone the things that she needed to be able to have a normal life. When you go to drop your kid off, on every single time in the beginning, we'd have to go through everything she was allergic to. Preparation is everything. And me, for playing football for 13 years, it was all throughout the course of the week. It's getting ready for game day. When you're on the field, you're playing for your fans. At home, you're playing for your family. My playbook, read labels, keep it allergy friendly, and have an epinephrine nasal spray as a backup plan. Because when my family's safe from food allergens, that's the real victory. Visit foodallergy.org to learn more.
Being diagnosed with leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, or one of over 100 other types of blood cancer makes people want more time to do the things they love. That means more time to be artists, prom dates, world travelers, and moms. We are Blood Cancer United, the world's leading organization focused solely on blood cancer research, support, and advocacy. We do the most for more people with blood cancer, so people with blood cancer can do more of whatever they want. Blood Cancer United. Join us at bloodcancerunited.org.
Mommy, can I sit in the front seat just this one time? Please, please, please.
No, not yet.
But why?
Because I love you, and you're just not ready yet. Now, get in the back so I can get you in your car seat, please.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at NHTSA.gov/the right seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Proud to be your go-to sports addiction.
WBNS, WBNS FM, HD3 Columbus.
The Fan 3, Ohio sports destination. One man is a national champion, NFL veteran, and local business leader. The other man is Tito. This is Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
We will get to Anthony Schlegel here shortly. Someone in the chat, I want to get your opinion on this one here, Jay-Z. There have been rumors that, and by the way, anytime a college job opens up, a significant one, there's going to be certain names attached to, like, oh, this guy's going to be a candidate, this guy's going to be a candidate, this guy's going to be a candidate, whatever. And we're at a point now where Hartline's going to be a candidate everywhere.
You're going to hear his name every year.
Right. Do you think that Hartline would leave Ohio State if offered the Penn State job?
I saw that rumor last night. My initial thought was no chance. But, just sitting here thinking about it, like, I don't know how much that coaching bug has maybe grabbed him, right? I mean, I think when he first got into it, he's like, I'm back in Columbus. I love football. I want to be around, coach some receivers.
Right.
And now he's an offensive coordinator at Ohio State, 8-9 years later. Does he have, did that light a fire in him to say all of a sudden, I want to go lead my own program. I want to be that guy. I guess he interviewed last year, right? What West Virginia maybe?
Was it West Virginia? Was yes, you're right. Yep.
So I think it'd probably be smart for him if that's something he wants to do down the road, just to, do the interviews and kind of go through that process. I would have a tough time. I'd be very surprised, I guess, if I woke up one day and was like, Brian Hartline's the coach at Penn State. I think I'd be more surprised that he would leave here.
Right.
Than anything. I just think, he's an Ohio kid. He went to Ohio State. Things are going really well for him. It's not like he needs to to go out and do a money grab or anything like that. It's just all
Coordinators
about
make
that.
so much nowadays.
They're making so much money.
I know it's still way less than head coaches technically if it works out.
But you have so much less you got to deal with too.
Yeah.
And he probably looks at what Ryan goes through and just the back and forth of, I got to be CEO versus, all right, I want to coach. And he probably is like, I don't want all that.
Look what happened last year after the Michigan lost to Ryan Day's family.
Oh,
what they went through. And Bill Werbinowitz has a new book out now. He chronicles that. Bill Werbinowitz, longtime reporter for the Columbus Dispatch, and I think it's called Buckeye Brotherhood. I should probably.
I think you're right about
that.
Buckeye.
And I know it's I've heard a lot of great things about it, but he details it like what happened after that loss with Ryan and his family. And you're right. As the OC, you don't have to deal with that level. And like I've always said, if you're the OC or the DC at Ohio State, in almost every game you play, you've got better talent on your side than the other team does to stop you, and vice versa. And so that's an advantage. That's a huge deal. Whereas if you go to a school like Penn State that now is rebuilding in some sense, you don't have that same advantage. No. You don't have those things. Or if you go to like when Fick went to Wisconsin, that advantage you may have had, those things are gone. And so I wonder, yes, if he would. And then the other part of me wonders because you have to look at who will be the next coach at Ohio State. And I don't know how long. I hope Ryan Day's there forever. I hope Ryan Day has another 20 years there. I love what Ryan Day does. But if Ryan Day, say he's got in his mind, I can do this for 5 more years, and then I'm out.
5 to 8 more years.
Right. Does Hartline stick around for that? Does Laurinaitis stick around for that? Because Laurinaitis might want to do that as well, might want to aspire to that. And I wonder if there will be situations where that will come into
Those
play for him.
Conversations maybe start to take place.
Right.
I think with the Heartline thing, I mean, I think it's actually really nice that Knowles did it already.
Sure.
He didn't go to be a head coach, but I think that shows Heartline saying, well, if you don't have the same players, maybe you don't have as much a good chance to win. So being at Ohio State is different than a money grab and going to another program because we have the best players here.
Yes.
Now, I mean, Heartline is a big part of why we have some of the best players here. I understand that as well, but it's just a little different ballgame when you're leaving this place.
And it's easier is the wrong word, but if your focus, and as the OC, you're overseeing obviously the offense, but if your recruiting focus is more on getting the best receivers versus getting the best offensive players, if you've got a staff you can trust, it makes it a little bit different, I believe, as far as how they will, how you approach your job. And so, I wonder about that. Is Heartline, by the way, yes, he will be a candidate everywhere. It doesn't mean he's going to interview with everybody, but I'm saying everybody would want to have him as their head coach. So, all right, let's do this now. I think if I can.
You still had quick hitters rolling here, Tito. Let me just.
I got it. I'm good. Here we go. Good call,
the best way to start a morning is with a heavy dose of iron. Gas station ready, always. It is Schleg Day.
It is a Schleg Day. He is Anthony Schlaggel, joining us right now here on Morning Juice. I love to hear that.
I think he just housed a bag of normal Oreos.
Schlegs.
Hey, first off, I saw a doomajig about don't be eating those Oreos, and they're talking all sorts of crazy talk. And let's go into this, Justin. Here's the deal. Here's why I know you aren't a true Oreo connoisseur.
Oh, don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby.
Yeah, right now, when you're fat, like I was, okay? When you thoroughly enjoy and you have no resolve to stop at, let's be real. When you eat a bag of Oreos or you go to, eat Oreos, you eat the whole row, right? I don't like just random Oreos just hanging out in the row. I'm going to eat the entire row. Now, granted, back in college, I ate the entire bag while playing Tiger Woods golf. Okay, so when you do that and you are quite girthy, you eat the regular Oreos because you're actually calorie counting and you don't want the amount of calories that go into the double stuff. So then you compute it in your mind that, hey, I'm actually adhering to my diet better because I'm not choosing the high-calorie Oreos. Same reason why I eat a Bender for a peanut butter and jelly. I just skipped an entire piece of bread. I'm doing good. That's how you compartmentalize eating terrible.
So what about a basket of mac and cheese bites from Roosters? I know you like to throw those down.
Yeah. No limit soldier right there. You know what I mean? You charge that to win it.
There you go.
Okay? All right? I go in there for the purpose and to eat those delightful fried mac and cheese bites. I don't know why they give you sour. I just say, hey, man, save your sour cream. I ain't dipping these things except into my stomach. Okay? So there you go. I love mac and cheese bites, though. Those are so
Yes,
good.
you do.
Yeah, Schlegs, I will tell you, like, when my wife, like, if we have a bag of Oreos in there, and she doesn't want me to eat any of them because, I don't know, I've got a bit of a weight problem. But anyway, so what I will do is I'll eat a couple from each row and then, like, push them down to where it looks like when you open it up, either they got screwed out of some Oreos or wait, it's even across the board. All 3 rows have the same amount. So it doesn't look suspicious. I can get away with eating 6 at one time and the rows still look even.
So what you're saying is, and you're just being a turd and like touching the Oreos. Are you shaking them down the bag?
Yes.
Or are you touching them and scooting them? Because like you open it up from the front, so that means you have to get all the rows from the back down to the front because you're going to eat them from the front. It's not like you're going to open the whole thing all the way and take them from the back.
No, I take it from the middle, and then I just slide. Then I shake it down. I take 2 in the middle of each row.
What you're trying to tell me is basically you're just sticking your meaty sweat sausage paws all over everybody's other Oreos.
Yeah, that's their problem.
They're going to consume.
That's their problem, Schlegs, not mine. That's their problem.
You're dirty.
That's fine.
I'm always thinking about. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You're talking to the guy that I will scoop out. And you know, it's so funny because my dad always used to be like, "Don't double dip." You know what I mean? Like you can't double dip.
You can't double dip a chip.
You can't double dip them, right? But in the meantime, I'll scoop ice cream out the carton, and then I'll make it smooth.
Yeah.
But I'm using the same spoon, which is in essence double dipping. But that's why I just try to consume the entire deal. You know.
Schlegs.
Yeah. Anyway, what's going on?
Okay, so this weekend Ohio State's got Penn State. And a huge favorite now Ohio State is, more so than would have been when the season started as far as what people thought Penn State would be. Is it personal for Ohio State this week because of Jim Knowles, or do you think Day or Patricia or Hartline leans into that at all, or do they just not bring it up at all and just worry about the game at hand?
Why would you bring up a dude that doesn't even put pads on? You asked me, Tito. I mean, like, why would you do that?
Because I think they want.
I mean, you feel like he kind of left you guys high and dry. I mean, if you were a defensive player, Schlegs, yeah, I mean, just going to a school in your conference after you just won a Big Ten or a national championship. I mean, I feel like if you were, if I had a quarterback coach and we went out and won a national championship and he was like, boom, I'm out for more money to a worse place, I would probably be like, yeah, I feel a little, yeah, okay, we're going to show you when you come back into town.
Really?
I would feel that way.
I am completely. Well, I mean, obviously, I also in the league, it's a business. Guys move around.
Mm-hmm.
Here's like the personal issue I had with it at the time was there's a time and a place to bring up money and contracts, and it's not in the midst of a national championship run. Mm-hmm. Like, how about you complete the mission first, and then we could talk shop? I haven't even got mine yet, right? So let me go get mine after we win this thing, and then we can talk about you. Now, what does that have to do with the players? He didn't get his contract extended, so he went somewhere else that was able to pay him
But
more
he
money.
did get a contract extension.
Yeah, they offered it to him. He left for more money.
Guys, you guys are missing the point. It's the time in which he did it.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that, too.
So they gave it to him. So I'm just like, first off, who cares? Then that means you're making it about a guy when it should be about we're going to execute. I honestly tell you, I don't give two craps about people, why they leave. Everybody has their own reasons. And they're not all going to fit in your agenda of what you think a good reason is or is not. So the main thing is the main thing, and that is to beat a 3-4 Big Ten opponent, just like Alabama beat a 3-4 preseason number 13 team on the road, right? Like, hey, go handle your business, play unrelenting defense and opportunistic offense, and let's make this thing not a thing. And that's it, right? So in a weeks like this, control what you can control, which is going out and playing a really good football game. Yeah, they got some stuff. Here's what they're going to do. They don't have a quarterback. They got 2 really good running backs. They're going to try to run the ball, play situational football, punt, chew up the clock, and make you earn everything you do on offense. Okay, offense, go do your thing. That's what it is.
Schlegs, I want Ohio State. I want Ohio State to run the score up on them and go for 2 at the end after a touchdown.
No problem. Cool, Tito. Do it, man. And here's the thing, though. Like, I would say this. I like that, man. I like it. It's inherent to the competitive excellence that we want, right? If you're in the weight room and you're doing, dumbbell rows competition, me versus Justin, right? And he can't even pick up the 200s and I can, no problem. But I'm just going to rep these out, look him in his eyeballs, and I'm going to take your effing job, right? I like that. So why not do that on the field? And so I'm with you. Go do that. But guess what? You can't do that if you don't execute from the jump. And how do you do that? You focus on Tuesday. You live where your feet are. The whole book, the whole premise of chop wood and carry water is not about the end result of that's what I want to do. It's about the mundane, routine things that allow me to get to the point to where I can do those things. And when you're working with 18 to 22 to 35-year-old pros, it's mundane, it's repetitive, and you got to continue to keep the main thing every day with the same attitude and intensity as the day before. And when you get caught up in the drama and the other BS that the world likes to feed you, right, that's when you lose focus and you come out slow, sluggish, and don't execute at a high level. It's funny. I was listening to church the other day, and this is a side nugget for everybody that's out there. And the consumption of the world stuff that, again, you guys are on social media and everybody else out there, and it's like this. I was thinking about it because, in deer like corn bags, think about this, in deer corn bags, okay, you're feeding the deer, right? Why? You want to keep them on your property. You want to nourish them. And it's not necessarily that corn is like that nourishing. Protein in the off season is really good. But on the back of the bag is also the target that you sight in stuff to kill them. And that's really what this, like, the world is, the social media is. It's like, I'm feeding you all of this fake good stuff that you can't really process, and it's not really that good for you, but it keeps you coming around, and simultaneously, I'm going to use it to kill you. And in a team, it's the same stuff. It's let's get caught up in all the BS and all the things that we can't control, as opposed to controlling what we can control and going out there and having a great freaking Tuesday practice. You feel me? You feel what I'm throwing down?
I do, Schlegs. It makes a lot of sense.
Good. Next question. Good. Go.
Like you always do. I'm curious, Schlegs. I never asked you this before. When you were the strength and conditioning coach out there at Jacksonville, what was different for you working with professional athletes versus working with guys at Ohio State?
Nothing.
Really? Same? Like the guys were just as like motivatable and all that kind of stuff? I don't think motivatable is a word, but...
I know. Here's the deal. In the value proposition from the NFL to college has changed. Listen, it's in the league. You're not really You're not able to go in and do forceful adaptation, right? Which is, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. But you can when you grab the back of his neck and you stick his face in the water, and some of it goes down his throat, some of it goes up his nose. That's a Mickey Marotti thing, okay? Now, how we did that in 2012 versus how you do it in 2025 is somewhat different, but the principle is still the same. You do it through culture. You do it through competitive excellence. You do it in a variety of manners. You do it through the relationship. All right? In the league, it is about building a relationship because you have guys coming in. Nobody's worked with anybody. But the value prop has to be, my job is to maximize your value and extend your career regardless of where you are, whether it's a practice squad guy or a year 10 vet. Like, I got to do everything I can to allow you to be at max capacity on game day. And you got to be transparent. You got to be clear and concise. And it's about them. And they see that. They appreciate that. You also got to educate them because a lot of them don't know. They think they know. They're getting outside stuff. But when they want outside stuff, you just got to be there as a resource and also collaborate. Like, hey, Hey, I know you're going off in the off season before you go to camp. Listen, hey, who's your coach? Who's your trainer? Great. Give me his number. Let's just talk shop. Very humbly call him up. Hey, I know you're working with so-and-so. Great cat. Hey, listen, he's got a 20% asymmetry in his left hamstring. Just start, again, once you're over 10%, the likelihood of you pulling that hamstring elevates significantly. Hey, what are some things that you're doing in your program design? You never talk crap about other people's programs. You just, how can I work with you? Because here's the deal. When we go to camp, I want the best 90 guys so that when we go to 70, I have the best 70 guys. So when we go to 53 and 45, I have the best 53 and 45. And I have the healthiest, fastest, hardest playing, most violent dudes. That's what you want. So the communication is a little different. The juice and intensity of training is training.
Schlegs, what's going on at the Armory?
I just did a little chest today.
Yeah.
Got to train my chesticles. Yeah, and then I'm going to go up to Olentangy, Berlin, and talk to all their athletes about strength conditioning. I have no clue what I'm going to talk about. But, I mean, it'll be juicy, you know.
It'll be juicy. Have you gotten a deer yet this year, Schlegs?
No, buddy, I haven't even been out, man.
No, I know.
Life, you know, life, priorities, you know, investing in your family, like serving and maximizing people. It's what it is, man.
That's right.
So
better maximize that
this week.
Maximize that Halloween candy giveaway coming up here in a couple days there, Schlegs.
Yeah, I don't know about that, you know. I tell you what, man, you know what gets me is my daughter just will make it's like the Nestle house or whatever. We'll have these Nestle house.
Nestle Toll House?
Cookie dough.
Yeah,
the cookie dough that's in there with the cubes, and I just break them off and just eat the cube. They're not even baked, you know. And then I'll do the same thing. There's a row of 4. They're made in rows of 4. I can't break off one. I just break off the row, you know. I'm not a candy guy. But, hey, I'm going to use this time. First off, the Armory's banging. It's great. Go up there. But more importantly, I know you guys have talked about it. It's Tuesday morning, and we lost Nick, and you know it got. I mean, obviously, Justin, we all play together. You touched his balls, actually.
Well, I know. I talked about it yesterday on the podcast. I was like, I had a little different relationship with him.
You did. Super, super intimate. As intimate as guys can be without being a Brazilian jiu-jitsu guy. That being said, Nick, Bob and I were talking on our podcast, just sharing stories, and it was great, and it was a great way of just talking it out. But Nick was a great husband, a great dad, a great teammate, friend. He was just a dude, man, the big man, you know. And
so like I said yesterday, always a smile on his face and flip-flops on his feet. No matter what the temperature was outside, he would be walking through campus. Yeah, exactly.
It did not matter.
He was a special one. I was looking through some pictures last night. He went on the Alamo tour with us when we played in the Alamo Bowl back in the day.
That?
His parents weren't there, so he went with the Zwicks. So it's my family and Mangold all on these pictures in front of the Alamo and everything. But, it's
That's awesome.
Sad stuff.
I love that you got that, man.
Yeah, oh, yeah. I was looking through it last night. It hit me hard.
Yep. Well, hey, I appreciate you guys. I say it, Columbus, Ohio. Attack and dominate. Go Bucks, beat cancer.
You're the man, Schlegs. Talk next week. See you, bud.
See you guys.
That was Anthony Schlaggel there. Yeah, Carp did a great job. The emotional day yesterday for the show. Carp's was down in Florida, and it was a tough show for him. And Justin, it amazes me the way something like this touches Buckeye fans. When somebody who I never met Nick Mangold, and I'm sitting there getting teary-eyed hearing Bob talk about what he meant. And people in the chat and listening to us and also reached out to me after the show and things like that had never met him, and how something like that affects them because of how invested they are emotionally in Ohio State football. And for me, personally, it's Ohio State football fandom is generational. I had no option. Not that I would have gone somewhere else, but it was. I learned early on I'm going to be an Ohio State fan. You know, I would go Ohio State Michigan party. The first time I went to when I was 6 years old. And I remember watching all these grown men, how much they lived and died on each play. And it's carried on with me and now with my family and things like that. It's it is such a generational thing in the way that somebody who I never even met and these people in chat and the listeners of the show may have met them, maybe met him one time and like autograph, whatever, but did not know him on the level you did. Obviously, I'm okay to say I never touched his balls, but the fact you did, you know him on a more personal level, as did Schlegs, as did Carp and all these guys, and it's just so. Even though we didn't know him, and I mean the Buckeye fans, it still had such a profound effect on us when we heard the news.
Well, that's part of what makes Ohio State fans so great is they really do buy into the program, buy into the players, and they follow them. And, Nick was just one that anytime if you did get to talk to him or you saw him on an interview, he had a big smile on his face, and he was being witty and joking, and he was always that guy to kind of lighten things up. And I think people probably just took that from him, throughout the years of seeing him talk and seeing him do different things. And it is a sad deal. You just think you had a little bit more time when that announcement went out, and a week and a half later, it's like boom, like, wow, that happened quick. My history of knowing, like I remember Aaron Portzline, longtime writer of Columbus Dispatch, covers the Blue Jackets for The Athletic. He had a similar thing where he came out needing a kidney transplant, and I remember what happened. I reached out to him. It's like, hey man, you're okay? So, yeah, I'm okay. We're. It's not like threat level 10, all this kind of stuff. And I can't remember how long it was. It might have been 9 or 10 months before he got his kidney. But there was never a thought where it was like, after I talked to him, even like Porty's not going to make it. Yeah.
And so when Mangold comes out and says, I need this a couple weeks ago, and it's like the initial thought for me was like, okay, it'll happen.
Yeah, here in the next few months, something's going to
and then 11 days later, he passed away. That's what shocked me. I'm sure it shocked teammates as well, people who knew him that way. But yeah, so it was but it has been. Yesterday, though, I think was very therapeutic for fans here. Bobby talk. It was therapeutic for him as well. I haven't talked to him since then, but and then you could talk about obviously yesterday you did, and
I did on the podcast, and it's like, man, I think that was probably pretty ugly because I don't hold it well. I don't hold it together very well, and it's like right before we went on there, like, hey, you're going to talk about Nick, and I'm like, oh, okay, here we go.
And then we had Schlegs and Bobby and Hawk on Bobby's podcast talking about it. I actually did a podcast yesterday with former Buckeye Jimmy Bell.
Okay. Yeah.
And he could draw correlation with that because he was very close with Corey Stringer.
Yep.
And so talking to him about that as well, and just like how that affected him. You get the news that Corey Stringer's death was sudden as well, obviously. But it's just interesting to me the way, and I love the fact that the Buckeye Nation, how this affects them. I don't love the fact it has to affect them, but I love the fact, though, that they
care, and
they care that strong.
Yeah, they're invested in it for sure.
Speaking of that, we got some sound from Ryan Day from Buckeye Roundtable yesterday. We will do that next. Am I supposed to do? I do what he said after this one, right, Bodie?
That is correct. We'll do that in the next segment.
All right. Morning Juice.
James Laurinaitis here for my guys at Green & Sons, the premier Kubota dealership in Central Ohio. Green & Sons has all the Kubotas you need to tackle your land and come out a winner. They have zero-turn, skid steers, tractors from 18 to 171 horsepower, and also utility vehicles. My favorite is my RTV Sidekick. The best thing about Green & Sons is they've been family-owned and operated since 1970, and you will love dealing with the Green family and their winning team. Do what I did and check out Green & Sons located in Mount Sterling and Marysville, or online at greenandsons.com for all your Kubota needs.
People don't realize that glaucoma is one of the leading causes of blindness.
Because there are often no early symptoms, nearly half of those with glaucoma may not even know they have it until vision loss has occurred.
I was diagnosed with normal tension glaucoma in July of 2020. And what we found out at that point was I had already lost 40% of my sight. And you think it only affects people that are, 75 or older, retired, grandparents, and that's not the reality of it.
I didn't think at all glaucoma was going to affect me because I didn't know of anyone that had glaucoma, no one in my family. When you have glaucoma, you can't get back that sight that you lost. And so early detection and treatment is vitally, vitally important.
Don't miss life's most beautiful moments. Schedule an eye exam today.
National Glaucoma Research, a Bright Focus Foundation program, offers free resources and tips for healthy vision.
Learn how to protect your sight at stopglaucoma.org.
It all connects. The girl who walks for hours to bring home the family's water, the school she can't attend most days, her little brother's belly laugh, her dreams of being a teacher, an engineer, the mayor. It all connects. But at Child Fund, so do we, through everything we do, so every child can grow up healthy, educated, and safe. Because we need each other. Learn more at childfund.org.
My mom is a veteran and she was injured in the line of duty.
I hurt my leg in a training accident when she was only 2 years old.
She had 7 different surgeries over the span of 9 years, and there were tons of complications.
I couldn't be the mom my kids needed me to be.
She missed so much.
After my last surgery, I got an infection so bad I thought it was going to kill me.
I told her she couldn't leave me yet. There was still so much she had to see. I hadn't even graduated.
I'm doing much better now. I may have lost my leg, but I've gained so much. I'm an active part of my kids' lives.
She can kick a mean soccer ball.
DAV's been there for me and my family. Through thick and thin, they've had our back.
Every year, DAV helps more than 1 million veterans like Sandy get the health and disability benefits they've earned so they can achieve victories great and small.
My victory is getting my life back. I got my joy back.
We got our mom back, thanks to DAV.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Attack and dominate. You're locked into Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
Justin, I've got breaking news for you.
Oh, boy, hit me.
Ryan Day's a more mature man than me. I said when we interviewed Bobby and I did, we was at the Ohio State practices, that I had wished we did the whole talk show tour after the championship, went on Fallon and things like that. When he went on Fallon specifically, I asked Ryan Day if there was ever a thought of putting on like a Ric Flair robe and sunglasses and strutting out there and just like telling people, look, I told you, we're the great. Some people want to be rich, some people want to be famous, everybody wants to be me, whatever. Like, I wanted him to do that, and he refused to do it.
He said, why.
I know. He said, no way, there's no way I'd do that. No, I wouldn't do that. And I know that he wouldn't do it because he's a respectful man and, like I say, much more mature than me and much more comfortable in his own skin than I am. But I still wish he would have done it. Nonetheless, I give a woo, whatever. Now, Ryan Day is going to say all the right things about Penn State this week. He's not going to make it personal. Lou Holtz, what was it, Bodie? What did he say? If they get into a fight, Notre Dame and Miami and Catholics convicts, what did he say?
Yeah, that's fine. You saved Jimmy Johnson's ass for me.
Right, that's what Lou Holtz said. And I wish Ryan Day would say, maybe he will. I don't think he will. Ryan Day, though, was talking about what he sees from the Jim Knowles-led Penn State defense. This was on Buckeye Roundtable. And again, I wish he would go Ric Flair. He's not going to.
Well, Jim's always done a good job of putting his guys in a position to be successful, and so he's done that, and he'll have some curveballs for us, I'm sure. So it'll come down to us. It'll come down to how we execute, and we know that we've got to get our pads down. We have to win the line of scrimmage. We have to run the football. We have to protect, and then when it's time to throw the ball, we got to execute at a high level. So we'll be prepared, and make sure that we're focused on us. But he's always been very creative in how he's put together his defenses. But most importantly, he's done a good job of putting his guys in the position to be successul. So excited about the challenge.
And also, Ohio State got better defensive coordinator, by the way. He didn't say that.
Well, and they haven't been that successful.
No, Penn State's...
He gave up 40-some points to UCLA, who had not led in a game.
Yes.
And our defense has given up 41 points all season.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's 6 points a game. 6 points. 6 points a game they've given up. Yeah. So Ryan Day is going to say all of the right things because he's a respectful guy. Here is him talking about how talented Penn State is.
First off, very talented, extremely talented. Just from top to bottom, one of the more talented teams in the country. And I think we all knew that going into the season. It hasn't gone that way, or exactly gone the way that they wanted to, but doesn't mean that the talent's not there. And so, they've had a bye week, and that they played really, really hard at Iowa. Tough start for a young quarterback, but we know we're going to get their best swing here, and we've got to have a great week of practice.
Yes, every week Ohio State's got the bullseye.
Yep. And he's getting good at these talking points against bad teams because he had to do it last week, too.
He did last week. You're well.
Like, Luke's going to have these guys going. They're a tough team.
Yeah, it's, Penn State, yes. Drew Rowler's out there on their backup quarterback now.
You got the Columbus kid coming back to Columbus.
I know.
As he's a true, or is he a true freshman or a redshirt freshman?
I think he might be a redshirt freshman.
I know he's young.
I'll tell you what it is. When I went the prediction for the game, pain. I'll go the Clubber Lang, the Clubber Lang prediction in that one as well. So it's a thing where Ohio State, it's a no-win situation for them here. If they if they blow out, well, yeah, they should blow out Penn State. They're 17.5-point favorites, and Penn State sucks. They fired their coach. They're on their backup quarterback. If they win a close game, oh, geez, how could they blow Penn State out? Look what other teams have done to Penn State. And if they lose, it's like, so it's a no-win. There was a time, the previous administration, which means my first wife, Justin, where I would say in certain situations for me, like when you see the stands, you see WLT in like the NFL, not in college anymore, win-loss tie, right? And I thought there were a lot of times when it was LLT. And I think that's what it is for Ohio State right now. This situation is LLT, loss, or tie. They can't really win this game.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that's about every game they play.
I know, you're right.
With the exception of Texas with what was around that one, but as far as Big Ten play goes, it's been that way for a long time. And somehow, some way, Ryan has done a really good job of making sure his guys come to play every week because we really haven't had those, one game off where it's 52 to something when we go to Purdue. Knock on wood, I guess we got to go there.
Right, yes, right.
But
1 o'clock kick, by the way.
I know,
1
that's
o'clock
strange,
kick.
Isn't it? I was trying to do the math. Is that Central Time or what's
I know,
going on?
no, it's a 1 o'clock Eastern time kick. I remember growing up back when you had the rules where you could only play on national TV twice during the year, and Ohio State always had the Michigan game. And so that was one of them. Then there'd be another game in the regular season be on TV. So every other game, you had to listen to on the radio, go to the game, or wait until the next day when PBS would rebroadcast the game with like Paul Warfield and somebody else where they'd play back after you knew the score because you saw it in the newspaper on Sunday, but then you'd go back at 10 a.m. and watch the game to see it. Anyway, back then, Ohio State's home games that weren't on TV were always 1:30. Okay. And so I saw the 1 o'clock, and it made me think of that, about how it used to be around that time. And I don't know why the Big Ten But
I didn't know any college football game kicked off at 1 p.m.
Yeah,
that's
I know.
The first for me this year.
I haven't seen it,
unless
I don't know about that.
I haven't been paying attention, but
so that Purdue kickoff is at 1 o'clock. Is it okay? So the Texas game at the time looked like a huge win, and we looked at the Penn State game on the schedule and thought that could be a huge game. Illinois, when they played Illinois, it could have been a huge game. Illinois ranked in the top 25. Washington on the road, yes, could have been a huge game. And Illinois and Washington both kind of fallen off a little bit.
I think that Washington win has gotten pretty good.
You think it's good?
I think Washington should have been.
Washington's pretty good.
I think they should have been in the top 25 when we played them. I think they should be in the top 25 now. I don't think two losses, us and Michigan.
And the tough part with Illinois is like they're 5-3, which isn't terrible, but they've pretty much gotten blown out every time they've played a quality opponent.
Sure.
So that win's probably lost its luster a little bit.
Okay, so you look at Alabama's schedule. Alabama has got a lot of top 25 wins, and they're going to have a couple more if they run the table. And they're going to have to play like an A&M maybe in the SEC title game.
Yeah.
Okay. Alabama runs the table. Ohio State runs the table. Does the fact that Ohio State's schedule is played out the way it has, not to any fault of their own, but the fact that they've had the schedule they've had, the way it's worked out, could that be a deterrent going into the playoff versus Alabama going into the playoff with all those top 25 wins and a win over A&M maybe in their back pocket? Or is that overstated?
That's tough. I only think it's tough because they have a lot of top 25 wins because they make the rankings, in my opinion, a lot of times.
Sure.
The ESPN with the SEC.
Yes. Absolutely.
There's
no doubt there's a bias there.
There's a bias, so they want all those top 25. So I don't put too much stock into that, when it comes down to the end of the year. I like to look at the bowl games. And the Big Ten usually does pretty well against the SEC in bowl games, and they say, well, we don't care about the bowl games.
That's we all guys opt out.
Game,
it's
maybe
still
you
a game,
should care.
Right.
I'm sorry about that. I think if Ohio State wins out, because we're going to have to play Indiana in the Big Ten championship game.
It could be 1 versus 2.
That could be a huge game. So if we go out and look well, look good in that game and handle Indiana, we've been 1 all season long. I don't think they jump us at the end of the year, but if they do, who cares? We're going to be 1 through 3 in the playoffs, and I'll take those chances. We'll be getting a bye and having a home game, or I think a home game, right?
Yeah, well, no, it'd be the first on the road. It'd be one of the neutral site games for them. But yeah, when you look at so Alabama this year, obviously the awful loss to Florida State, but a win over Georgia, win over Vanderbilt, win over Missouri, win against Tennessee. They still have to play Oklahoma, and they still have the Auburn game at the end. That's not a big deal. But I think that
Auburn sometimes, though, they rise to the occasion in that game.
Yes, but this could set up, if Ohio State and Indiana both run the table, this sets up perfect for the Buckeyes because it's a fantastic game before the playoff. It is a chance, it's like a
freebie. Like, hey, we're going to go out and play a really good team.
Right.
Yeah, see what happens.
Right. In 2002, Miami, after they ran the table with everything they played against, they're this great team, not really challenged. The first time they got challenged was by Ohio State there in the Fiesta Bowl, and they lost the game. The first time they got punched in the mouth was there. And that's the only thing I'm saying. Ohio State, if they getting to play a number 2 Indiana would be ideal for them. In Indianapolis, which is I know it's a neutral site, and I know Ohio State's going to travel well, but still, it's closer to Bloomington.
They'll show up.
Yes.
I don't think this is going to be like some years where it's, and not that Chicago is terribly far from Indianapolis either, but it's like Ohio State Northwestern, and it's like 95% red versus purple. Like, it'll be a lot of red, obviously. I bet you that. But yeah, I think IU fans would. I think
they'd be also probably more excited because, hey, we're going to the Big Ten championship game, and it's like Ohio State fans like,
yeah.
We
maybe start saving money for the playoffs.
Exactly,
games,
right? Yeah. So it's a little bit different there, but I think that'd be a nice tune-up for the playoffs in a game that really doesn't matter, right?
And even the game before that, the Michigan game as well. Like, if you get the Michigan game on the road, all the demons you're going to battle, all the stuff that's going to be said leading into that game, everything, and put up a good performance there, and then get to play the number 2 team in the country, I'll be very disappointed if Indiana stumbles somewhere because I so want to see a 1v2 and have that going into what will be the playoffs then for Ohio State and Indiana. All right, folks, coming up next, we'll wrap things up with What's Got You Juice. But first, Bodie.
Good job,
you see?
Tito.
How about that?
I had it written down, but
you didn't flash the thing in front of you for Bobby? We're going to do That's What He Said. All right. And usually Bob and I would discuss this, and Bodie would chime in, and I have been dominating the conversation, so the hell with both of you. I will tell you what That's What He Said. Anthony Schlaggel, in the very beginning of our conversation with him, talked about eating a bag of Oreos when he was in college while playing a certain video game. I want you to call 614-821-1460. 614-821-1460. Be the first call with the correct answer. What video game did Schlegs reference? And you will get a $50 gift card to Roosters. And also, hey, what's Guys Juice next? Morning Juice.
I always tell people I was the luckiest guy in the world. I wanted to be an Army man or a fireman, and I got to do both. As a firefighter, my job was about saving lives. I never thought one day I would be fighting for mine.
After spending his career answering the call to save others, Ken was diagnosed with ALS. Now he's facing his biggest battle, for more time. For 70 years, Muscular Dystrophy Association has been answering the call to help people live longer and more independent lives.
MDA means to me hope.
MDA is leading the way for people living with ALS, muscular dystrophy, and other neuromuscular diseases by accelerating research, advancing care, and advocating to empower families like Ken's.
I wouldn't be living as good of a life with ALS if it wasn't for MDA. MDA is helping people live stronger and love longer. Learn more at mda.org today.
What does it mean to give 100%? It means giving everything you've got, every single day. That's why the V Foundation gives 100% of every dollar donated directly to cancer research. So no matter what you give, we give 100% for life-saving research victories, 100% to making new discoveries that lead to innovative treatments, 100% to groundbreaking cancer research that could one day save someone you love. We know cancer research is working. Over the last 30 years, an estimated 4.5 million lives have been saved thanks to game-changing research breakthroughs. But there is more work to do. That's why the V Foundation gives 100% of every dollar donated directly to cancer research. We will always give 100% to accelerate victory over cancer.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Donate today at v.org.
Every child deserves a safe, loving, and permanent home. Help the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption find families for children who've lingered in foster care the longest. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
Hi, this is Martina McBride. With online news, social media, and texting available 24/7, the world seems to be spinning faster and faster every day. And it can be overwhelming. Sometimes we just need to unplug and take a break from our electronic devices. It can help reduce stress and allow us to reflect on the things that are really important in our lives.
This message brought to you courtesy of the United States Air Force.
Since 2003, Wounded Warrior Project has helped post 9/11 veterans adjust back to civilian life. Through specialized programs, they begin healing their bodies and minds while regaining a sense of camaraderie. Learn more at woundedwarriorproject.org/possible.
If you're looking for the inside scoop on the Buckeyes, you've come to the right place. This is Morning Juice.
All right, we got a $50 gift card winner, I take it there, Bodie?
Yes, we do. Billy from Lancaster. She was all over it. Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
So just Tiger Woods golf.
Tiger Woods, all you had to say, yeah. Just said Tiger Woods.
It was big back in the day.
Oh, it was the best.
It was the best. I used to smoke those tournaments like 35 under. It was ridiculous.
God, so much fun playing those games. Yes. All right, let's do this.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Billiards Plus. Find your next grill and everything you need for the master griller. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
As previously reported on this here show, it is Tuesday. Bodie, I know we just talked to the guy, but I can't get enough of him. Let's hear what Schlegs is juiced about.
If there is one thing that the Lord blessed me with, He blessed me with Metroflex Gym in the 90s where I worked out with grown men and women. That was an experience. I had a dialogue with adults. I had to get super bumpy and train my face off or they would make fun of me and never let me back.
Sometimes fear is the best, motivator. That's what they say. All right, guys, got a few things for you here. First up, I saw this quite a bit throughout the day yesterday and when I got in here this morning. I want to give a shout-out to all the listeners with regards to, we put out a decent amount of stuff on Twitter, Facebook, and whatnot from yesterday. Carp talking about Nick Mangold, and social media can be a very dark, negative place more often than not, unfortunately. But I saw a lot of people reaching out to Carp throughout the day yesterday and even this morning and whatnot, responding to some of the discussion we had yesterday morning with him, talking about Nick Mangold there and just sending all the thoughts and prayers and love to Carp and obviously all of Nick Mangold's family and friends there. So I thought that was pretty cool. That had me juiced this morning when I saw that. What also has me juiced, when I read this about, an hour and change ago, but hey, let's just read it again just for fun, Tito. Josh Pate on the LSU Tigers message board on November 29th, 2021 at 8:04 p.m. when talking about Brian Kelly likely being the next head coach at LSU. Josh Pate said, "We discussed this name on this very board several weeks back, and I told you he'd be my ideal candidate, but I never believed it was possible. Apparently, it was possible. If Woodward," the AD there for the LSU Tigers, "if Woodward closes this, it's beyond a grand slam. I have listened to the doubters and have yet to hear a logical reason why LSU folks should not be over the moon excited about this. Brian Kelly has essentially been trying to compete in the Daytona 500 with a Prius, given the limitations at Notre Dame relative to college football's top tier. To even have the Irish consistently in the college football playoff conversation has been incredible. If you want to know how incredible it was, just keep an eye on Notre Dame once he leaves." So,
how
Marcus
crazy is that you're
Freeman's
calling Notre Dame a Prius? Maybe.
Yeah, come on, man.
Whatever, but it's like, that's still a big-time program.
And last but certainly not least, Tito.
Yes.
I'm not rooting for another 18-inning game, but I am on PTO tomorrow. So if we go to 18 innings, I won't be awake. But if it goes to 18 innings, maybe I'll catch the 11th or 12th. And I'll be back for Your Highness Thursday here with you.
You need to be here, yes. Because we can't keep doing 2 days a week with Your Highness. I think 1 day a week's most we can do probably. And so we can't accommodate.
5.
I know. That'd be great. Yes.
Bring them on every day.
That's all got me juiced here on this Tuesday. Jay-Z, what you got for us?
Well, for any of you golfers out there, it's getting down to that time where you're putting the sticks away, but not today. I'm going to get out and play 18.
Are you?
This afternoon.
Where are you playing?
Tartan.
Okay.
Yeah, out at Tartan. So I got a little group out there. So I'm pumped because I was supposed to play Friday. It was too cold for the guys. So today I'm going to make it happen. I think this might be my last round. So excited about that for the day.
There's an indoor place opening up close to my house.
Oh.
Now,
indoor golf's big nowadays.
It really is, and I'll get more details out when I know a little more about it. But I'm excited about it. It is the problem is though it is very close to me, and I know the owners which is a
you said problem. I mean, I feel
I
like
know.
that's,
No, I
being
know.
close to you and knowing the owners is a good thing.
Yeah, what it's going, but like I've got to look at what bucket I'm taking away from to spend time over there.
Fair enough.
Okay, I've already stretched pretty thin as far as like sleep and jobs and stuff like that. Honestly, the next thing to go is family. So like that's where it's going to struggle because I still have to get a little bit of sleep. I still have to work the jobs I work, and
you got to keep the family happy.
Yeah, but anyway, my problem with indoor golf though is I don't think they account for my luck. Like there are times on a real golf course out there, JZ, where I will hit a ball and it's like, oh my God, that's trouble. I hit the tree, it gets back out in the fairway. In indoor golf, I never get the tree back out in the fairway. All they do is look at the statistics, the analytics of it, and decide you did not hit a good golf shot. You are going to be in jail now. And I never get the luck. And I think that if there's a way to adjust it on there, maybe there is.
A little radio dial.
My son plays NBA games on NBA video games, and the other day he tells me, Dad, I'm 47-0 this year. I said, really?
That's pretty impressive.
And then he shows me all the guys he forced trades for to where he's got a dream team. Right. And I'm watching him play. Dad, you got to watch this. I watch him play. And I see him absolutely mugging players. And I said, dude, that's a foul. Oh, no, Dad, I turned fouls off.
Hey, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Turned fouls off and loaded your team up, and I wonder why you're 47-0. Okay?
That's awesome.
I need that option, though, for the indoor golf. I need hit a tree back to the fairway. I need, like in bumper bowling, I need like bumper golf. I need to have walls up. So if it starts to go left, it's going to hit it and bounce towards the fairway. I bet I could shoot really well if that would happen. Good for you playing Tartan, though. I mean, that's a
tough course.
It's a tough track. What's your index?
I'm at 8.4, maybe.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, not very good.
Shut up. No, shut up. 8.4 is really good.
Out there, it's pretty good, yeah. That's where I cut my teeth. So
You're right. Yes, it's getting to that point where it's going to be done. I need it to be cold, though, so I have an excuse that I can use that. Like, the reason I don't play right now, like I haven't played, I've been invited several times by buddies, is because my game is in such the crapper that it would do more harm than good to me and everybody around me if I go out and play golf again. I need the excuse, though, of I'm not going to play white. Well, look at the weather. It's cold out there. It's cold. I remember playing, though, when when it was flurrying outside before. Like, that's how much I used to love to play.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. It's got to be 50, above 50 and sunny. Yeah. Then I'll venture out.
Are you going to walk or ride today?
That's a good. Tartan's a hard walk.
By the way, Bodie, I don't know if you noticed or not, the way he said that, he's riding.
Yeah, probably.
Okay? Because he's not going to admit publicly. Look, he's Justin Zwick, former Ohio State quarterback. Athlete.
Brother.
He will not say, like, if I say to him, put somebody on the spot who's a former athlete, elite athlete. Okay? Elite athlete. Fair to say.
Yeah.
Okay. Ask him if you're going to walk or ride 18. He will do that. I'm not sure. He's already decided.
Listen, man, they made golf carts for a reason.
Exactly.
If he was going to walk, he would say, I'm walking.
It's all about the speed of play. I don't want to slow the course down, so I take the cart. Yeah, it's the pace of play.
The best thing I do for pace of play is not play because it can be a long day out there. Okay, let's get back around to what's got me juiced, I guess. The kids went through, like, UA's got this haunted forest thing they do. It's called Bear Scare. And my kids both went through it last night. They have fun. It's a great thing that Upper Arlington puts on. It's getting so huge, though, with the long waits. I think my daughter went. It was like an hour-long wait before you went through this forest thing. And they've got a thing where earlier in the day, like, when I say early day, like 6:30, before it gets totally dark and stuff, they have, like, one for kids who want to go through but not be terrified. You know what I mean?
Little kids, maybe.
Right. And so and you see it'll have like the characters you encounter throughout the Bear Scare part. They're usually just standing there. They might boo kind of thing, but they're not coming at you. Right. And then after, I think 7:30 it might be, is when, like, they say, okay, all bets are off now. And you get guys
might not make it out alive.
Right, you get chainsaws and stuff like that, and people coming up right behind you and doing that. And my daughter did the scary one last night. My son wanted to do the scary one. He did the early one and wanted to stick around, but the line was too long. But they do such a great job out there. My wife volunteers for the UACA, the Civic Association stuff, so she has to be out there now tonight and tomorrow night to run it. It's supposed to rain tomorrow night. The best part about like when my spouse volunteers, which she does for UACA and for like the swim club stuff, I don't do it, but I get kind of credit for it, though. Ooh. Because I'm the spouse of somebody who does it, and somebody's got to take care of things. So, like, even though I don't actually do anything with Bear Scare or with the 4th of July stuff or with the swim club stuff, I do zero with it. And it's the best thing in the world because I get credit for it.
That's great.
That's the best thing. And so, yeah, she has that going on this week. Next couple of days, they do this Bear Scare thing. It's like, once again, it's a lot of fun. You got a lot of kids from Grandview come over as well. But it is fun, though. So, Carp is back to Thursday, right? Tomorrow. Carp's back tomorrow.
Yeah.
Carp's back tomorrow.
You said 2 Thursday. I didn't really know
Thursday.
what that
I know.
meant,
I started to say tomorrow, and then I started to think Thursday. I got it confused on that one. You are not here tomorrow, Brody.
Correct. Yep. I'll be back Thursday, Friday, though.
We have Isaiah tomorrow.
That's correct. Yep.
And you are back Thursday for your highness, which I know he will love to see you, as he always does. Justin, dude, this is our second time working. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah,
man.
thanks for having me in again.
Please keep coming as often as you want to, and we'll have Carp back tomorrow and talk to him. Thank you to all the chatters, the juicers for signing in and communicating. We always appreciate that. We are back tomorrow.